Hello, mighty companions. This is Earl Purdy, and I'm here to do a Course in Miracles lesson 284. A Course in Miracles lesson 284. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. You can choose to change all the thoughts you have that hurt you. You can choose to change all the thoughts you have that hurt you. Do you hear what I'm saying? You can choose to change all the thoughts you're having right now that hurt you. I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. Do you know that loss is not loss? When properly perceived, there's no such thing as loss. Pain is impossible. Do you know that pain is impossible? There is no grief with any real cause at all. I know that sounds crazy to say that, but you know, when it's properly perceived, there is no such thing as loss. When you have correct perception, it's impossible to be in pain. And when you have correct perception, there is never any reason for you to feel grief. And suffering of any kind is nothing but a dream. So one of the ways you can know that you're in a dream is that you would be experiencing what you call suffering. And suffering of any kind, I don't care what you're suffering about. It is a false idea. It is a dream. This is the truth. You just heard the truth. So what do? Well, at first you say the truth. It says, this is the truth, at first to be but said. So at first you just say the truth. And then he says you repeat the truth many, many times. So first you hear the truth, that with correct perception there's no such thing as pain. You repeat it over and over and over and over again. So you have to hear the truth and say the truth over and over and over again, many times. And then after you say the truth to yourself over and over and over again many times, you will begin to accept the truth. You will begin to believe the truth with many reservations. I mean, you still got a lot of reservations, but you find yourself accepting more of the Course, accepting more of the truth. Then you start to consider the truth seriously more and more. You start to consider this seriously, more and more. And finally, after you seriously consider it more and more, after you repeated it over and over, you finally accept the truth that you're studying as being the real truth. So you just heard all the stages that you go through in accepting a new idea. First, you take the new idea and you just say it. Then you take the new idea, and you repeat it over and over and over again. Then you start to accept some of it with reservations. Then you start to really seriously consider the ideas, seriously think about the ideas, and then finally accept the truth that you're studying as true. So that means you can choose, you can elect to change all thoughts that hurt you. And you would go beyond these words that you're hearing today. That means you're going to go past all reservations today, and you are going to arrive at the full acceptance of the truth of these words that you can elect to change all thoughts that hurt you. Here's the prayer. Father, what you have given cannot hurt. So love never gives you anything that hurts you. So grief and pain must be impossible, because God would never hurt you. Let me not fail to trust in God today. Let you not fail to trust in God today. Let you not fail to trust in God today, accepting but the joyous as God's gifts. You're going to make the decision today that only that which is joyous is a gift that is coming from your Creator, God. Accepting but the joyous as the truth. Joy is the only truth. The only truth is joy. In the ultimate realization of the truth, all you're going to experience is joy. So, I can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. I can choose to change all thoughts that hurt. You can choose to change all thoughts that hurt you. You can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. You can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. You can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. You can change every thought that hurts you. 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 You can elect to change all thoughts that hurt. This is Earl Purdy, and check out my website at earlpurdy.com, where you can watch videos of my classes and listen to audios of my classes at earlpurdy.com. Let peace extend from my mind to yours, and don't you know you can elect to change all thoughts? You can elect to change all thoughts that hurt you. Yes. Hello, mighty companions. This is Earl Purdy, and I'm going to do review 7, the master theme 7, which is what is the Holy Spirit? What is the Holy Spirit? We constantly hear the term Holy Spirit in A Course in Miracles. What is the Holy Spirit? Well, the Holy Spirit, do you know that the Holy Spirit mediates between illusions and the truth? The Holy Spirit is the part of your mind that mediates between what's true and what's false. Since the Holy Spirit must bridge the gap between reality and dreams, perception leads to knowledge through the grace that God has given the Holy Spirit to be His gift to everyone who turns to Him for truth. Across the bridge that the Holy Spirit provides, our dreams all carry to the truth, to be dispelled before the light of knowledge. There are sights and sounds forever laid aside, and where sights and sounds were perceived before, forgiveness has made possible perception's tranquil end. Do you know that the goal of the Holy Spirit's teaching, the goal of your loving right mind's teaching, the Course in Miracles defines the Holy Spirit as your loving mind, your loving right mind. So the goal of the loving right mind's teaching, the goal of the Holy Spirit's teaching, the goal the Holy Spirit's teaching sets is just this end of dreams, the end of false ideas. For sights and sounds must be translated from witnesses to fear to witnesses of love. What you see and what you hear must be translated from something that witnesses fear to something that witnesses love. And when this translation from fear to love is entirely accomplished, learning has achieved the only goal that it really has in truth. When your perception is changed from a fearful perception to a non-fearful perception to a loving perception, then the Holy Spirit's goal has been achieved. The voice for God's goal inside of you has been achieved. For learning, as the Holy Spirit guides it, learning as the voice for God guides learning, is for learning as the Holy Spirit guides it to the outcome Holy Spirit perceives for learning. Learning becomes the means to go beyond learning, to be replaced by eternal truth. Learning is the means that you use to go beyond learning until you get to the eternal truth. If you but knew how much your Creator yearns to have you recognize your innocence, if you but knew how much your Father yearns that you recognize your sinlessness, you wouldn't let God's voice appeal in vain. You wouldn't turn away from God's replacement for the fearful images and dreams you've made. If you but knew how much your Father yearns to have you recognize your innocence, you would not let His voice appeal in vain, nor turn away from His replacement for the fearful images and dreams you've made. The Holy Spirit, the loving right mind in you, the voice for God in you, understands the means you've made by which you would attain what is forever unattainable, which is permanent separation. And if you offer everything that you've made to the Holy Spirit will employ the means you made for exile. The Holy Spirit is going to use the things that you have used to hurt yourself to restore your mind to where your mind truly is at home. From knowledge, which is where the Holy Spirit has been placed by God, the Holy Spirit calls to you. The Holy Spirit calls to you to let forgiveness rest upon your dreams. That's the same as saying letting correct perception rest upon all of your false perceptions. Let correct perception rest upon all your false perceptions. The Holy Spirit wants you to be restored to sanity, and sanity is peace of mind. Without forgiveness, will your dreams remain to terrify you? Without correct perceptions, will your false ideas remain to terrify you? And the memory of all your Father's love and the memory of all of your Creator's love will not return to signify the end of dreams has come, the end of fear has come. Accept your Father's gift. Accept your Creator's gift. Your Creator's gift is a call from love to love, that love but be love. The Holy Spirit is God's gift. The Holy Spirit is God's gift. The voice for God within you is God's gift. So the Holy Spirit is God's gift, by which the quietness of heaven is restored to you, God's beloved Son, you, God's beloved creation. Would you refuse to take the function of completing God? Would you refuse to take the function of completing happiness? Would you refuse to take the function of completing happiness when all God wills is that you be complete in happiness? All God wills is that you be complete in happiness. So what is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit is the part of you that mediates between what's true and what's false. The Holy Spirit is the part of you that has to bridge the gap between what's really true and what you made up in your mind to be true. The Holy Spirit is trying to translate everything that you see that causes you any kind of lack of peace into something that only reminds you of love and brings you love. So accept the gift of the Holy Spirit. The gift is the Holy Spirit is the guide that God has given you, that's inside of you, that will bring you back to the love and the happiness and that peaceful, sane state of mind, that fun, loving state of mind that is your natural state. What is the Holy Spirit? Is the Holy Spirit? Yeah.